why did you feel like you needed to put a mask on for either the industry you're in or the relationships you were in or whatever it might be? I mean, I know from a personal experience, I wore a mask to feel like I needed to fit in and feel safe for many years.
Yeah.
Growing up playing sports and in school and, as a young adult, I felt like I needed to protect myself with a mask. But why did you wear masks?
Ooh, for many reasons. One, I'm from North Carolina, right? From the South. I grew up learning how to code switch and conform watching my mama, right? So we go to the bank, and if she talking to, the white lady that work at the bank, but her voice is different, I'm like, oh, wait, is this how we talk?
Interesting.
Okay, if my mama came to school and talked to teachers, and, all my teachers were white. In my town, it was only black and white. There was no in between. I didn't see like Hispanics or any of that stuff until I grew up and became an adult. She would change her voice. So I learned very early, this is how we have to talk to people who are not black. I didn't know that was code switching back then, but it was like, to be treated a certain way, to be respected, to be seen. That's what we have to do. And then growing up and working in corporate America, being told like in a call center, people hearing my voice saying, oh, are you black? I don't want to speak to somebody black.
No way.
Oh, absolutely.
Come on.
Oh, absolutely, honey. And so I would learn to mask it even more, to push it down even more. And then get into entertainment, hearing, oh, you sound country, you're going to have to learn to cover that. So it became like, I'm doing it for, just my normal school and work. I'm doing it for corporate America. Now I'm doing it for entertainment. And then it came to like, you can come to LA. I used to, have, my hair was always already natural, but they were like, for your skin complexion, straighter hair, okay, certain size, sound neutral used to be the word I would always be given.
No accent. Yeah.
No accent. Be as neutral. No one should know where you're from. And I believed that. And so I created that Tabitha to get jobs, right? The one thing that my mom and them, they named me Tabitha. So my first job at Winn-Dixie, I'll never forget, I put in the application, dropped it off, and I got a call. And they were like, we want to bring you in for an interview. I was like, okay, great. So I get there, and the assistant manager, when I walked up, clearly thought I was white from my name and how I sounded on the phone, right? So when she looked at me, I was like, I'm here for an interview. She was like, did somebody call you for an interview? I was like, yes, ma'am. Said her name, and it was her. She was like, I'll be right back. Ended up getting a job because the actual store manager had came. His name was David. He was an older man who was great. He was like, I'll interview him. And so he loved me, and I worked there, for a while. But my name always used to get me jobs, crazy enough, because people thought I was white. There weren't no black Tabithas around. It was like, it's a Bewitched name. It was named from Bewitched.
Wow.
That's where my mama named me from. So it was conforming to survive. My ancestors had to do it to survive, right? And it was passed down, but we don't have to do that anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm enough just as I am, from Eden, North Carolina. Honey, the very thing that I used to cover about myself is the thing people love about me the most now.
Wow.
It's crazy, but I didn't know. I believed what I was sold. Somebody sold me a lie, and I bought it. But now, honey, I returned it and got all my money back.
And then some, with interest.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was more challenging, in North Carolina growing up, trying to succeed or get opportunities, or more challenging in Los Angeles, Hollywood?
Oh, definitely Los Angeles.
Really?
Oh, yeah. In the South, it's like the thing about the South is, especially in North Carolina, I love my North Carolina is the best place in where, I love it. But it was always very clear. It wasn't hidden. You know exactly who you're talking to.
Interesting.
Right? Ain't no secret about it. Right?
So whether they like you or not.
Yeah.
It's clear.
Yeah, if I want you around or not. Like, it's very clear. Out here. It's Hollywood, honey. They hide the truth. You don't know that they don't really fool with you until after the fact, right? Or if you find it out in an email, or you see it in the trades or whatever, you're like, oh, wait a minute. You acted like we was cool, but we really won't. You didn't really like me, So it's more hidden here. People be out here acting. They be wearing masks out here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
they say they want to do a project, but then they don't talk to you.
Right. And you know what? I don't even care about that. Like, whatever's meant for me, I wholeheartedly, in this season of my life, I truly know what God has for me, it is for me. And if it ain't, it ain't.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just saying this to my fiance, Martha, recently, actually. I was like, I was telling you, she got excited. She did a great audition recently for something. And she was really excited about the possibility. I go, you're going to get this if it's meant for you and if it's in alignment with your truths and
That's
your
right.
future. And if you don't get it, it wasn't meant for you.
It wasn't meant for you, huh? That's
And
right.
you don't need to be upset about it, or, maybe you can have a little moment of like, oh, okay, this idea of I wish I could have got it, but you don't want to go through years of stress on something that's not meant for you.
That's right. That's right. Listen, when the thing is meant for you, there is nothing that will stop it. Like, God is not even complicated. He's not. He's very clear. We complicate things.
We're in our head too much.
Yeah, we're in our head too much. We're overthinking it.
Yeah.
We'll get an opportunity, and before the opportunity is ours, we will play out every single thing. Oh, if I do this, and then I'll do this, and we ain't even got it yet. Let's see if it works out for us first, and then we can expand on it.
What do you think is the true key to attracting and manifesting exactly what is meant for us in life?
I think walking in your truth will do that, right? Showing up exactly who you are allows the things that belong to you to come, because when we create a different person, as I did for myself, right? When you are pretending to be someone else, God can't bless who you're not.
Ooh.
He can only bless who you are.
Right.
So,
wow.
Right. So if I am pretending to be somebody else, what are these blessings that I'm getting? Those aren't mine. That's something I created. But when I just be me, I can get everything he has for me.
And the interesting thing, you see people who are blessed for being someone they're not. Mm-hmm. They're usually depressed, anxious, stressed, or it's never enough. It's never good enough because they still aren't good enough. They're not being who they're meant to be.
Mm-hmm. They're always chasing something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's almost a greater challenge. It's like you're being blessed, but you don't feel enough.
Right.
You have everything, but you feel worthless.
Mm-hmm. Or empty.
Empty.
No peace.
No peace.
Yeah. Honey, that's the freedom and being true to who you are. It's the best gift you can give to yourself.
How can someone know what their truth is when they've been wearing a mask for so long?
Oh, honey, I feel like we know our truth, right? Your truth is in your silence when no one else is around, right? It's the things that you say to yourself. It's the things that you do, like childhood memories, before you were taught that you weren't enough and before you believed it, right? That's your truth. Sometimes we have to go back to our childlike thoughts because as children, we're free. We're born knowing what we're supposed to do, but we're taught how to have fear. We're taught no. We're taught yes, right? We're taught how to speak, all the things. But we're also influenced by our parents, by our friends and peers and different things. Sometimes unintentionally, it just naturally happens and you're influenced. But what your truth is, how you feel when you're alone, the things that you used to enjoy doing as a kid that nobody had to tell you to do. Like, that's your truth, right? Sometimes that's also your passion and purpose. We have to go back to that before we were taught, oh, no, you can't have that dream. Oh, no, you can't do that because, they don't make money. You should do this X, Y, and Z. You go back to what did you used to love to play when you were kids, right? Did you love to play office? Did you love to play sports? Did you love to play, did you take care of dolls and treat them like you were a doctor? Like, what was your thing that you did every day without hesitation until somebody told you that was just a game? Sometimes that's your purpose. That's the thing that you were put here to do.
Yeah. Before
somebody told you couldn't. And so you go back to that and then it's like, oh, that was my truth that I let somebody tell me was a lie. But that belongs to me. Those are your feelings. Those are your things that still matter for you. But we have to tap back into it. Got to get back to that.
And when you were in that bathroom having that conversation with God, what was it again you said?
If you heal me, you can have me.
If you heal me, you can have me. And that's powerful. And you said when you left that, something shifted inside of you.
Yeah. I felt lighter.
Interesting.
I felt lighter and I just felt different. It's hard to explain that. But every day from that day, it was just like something is happening. I have this thing sometimes where I can walk outside and the air will feel different on my skin. And I know a shift is happening. Like I know it's coming. I'm like, oh, something's about to happen. It's a weird thing, but I can feel it. I remember I used to work this job. I was working a 9 to 5 in LA, and we had a warehouse, and then we had office space. And so I would go, because I was in charge of like shipping and coordinating. So I would go to the warehouse sometime to take paperwork and then walk back to my office. And there was a very long hallway. And this particular day, I had felt the wind shift. And so when I had left the warehouse to come back down this long hallway, I sometimes still do this, but I remember this day, I would close my eyes and I wouldn't even care about where I was going. I would just walk with my eyes closed this long hallway. Because it was just, I could just envision whatever the shift was, like God got something else for me that's coming. And I remember a girl that was working, she was coming out of the bathroom. And so she was like standing in the hallway. She was like, Tabitha.
So you had your eyes closed, walking.
And it startled me. And she was like, you were just walking with your eyes closed. I was like, oh girl, honey, sometime, honey, I do that because I'm just seeing where he's taking me. You know, it's a weird thing. I can't explain like why I do some of the things I do. It's also, I feel like it's part of the gift.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
But after I left the bathroom that day, it was about 2 or 3 weeks later, I had this dream. And in the dream, I saw myself on a show, right? But the screen was small, and I've told the story a million times. And when I woke up, I was like, okay, Lord, reveal that to me, because during this time, I'm not really auditioning. I'm not doing any acting. I wouldn't do a stand-up. I wouldn't do any things that would land me on the show because I was not well. And I had a conversation with God, and he said, start doing videos. And I was like, I'm not doing no videos. Honey, I'm an actress, a broke actress, but an actress nonetheless.
I'm not doing that
right?
social
I
media
ain't doing
thing.
That. Why would I do that? And also because, you know, as an actor, then we were always told when I would go to acting classes and different things, stay away from social media. They won't take you serious in Hollywood. Right. And I believed it. Okay. And so the voice was clear, start doing videos. And I was like, Lord, I don't want to do videos. And he was like, listen, when you were out doing stand-up, you were trying to get a TV show. And them little, you know, open mic nights, you were getting 15, 30 people to see you a night. Yeah. You start doing videos, you reach thousands in minutes. And I was like, that's where I got you, because I ain't got thousands of followers to reach in minutes. The voice again, start doing videos. So I was like, I don't want to do that. So then he reminded me, he said, remember in the bathroom, he said, if I heal you, I can have you.
Ooh.
And I said,
do you want to be healed or not?
I was like, oh, he caught me on a bad day that day, but I did say that.
Did I really say that?
Did I really say that? You know, I was having a rough day that day. But that's the only reason I started doing videos.
Wow.
Right?
Because you heard the voice and said, start doing videos.
Yeah.
And you didn't have a big audience then?
No, I had, you know, my Facebook. I had my regular Facebook family put, you know, 3,000 to 5,000 people, whatever your thing is on Facebook. I might have had like, I don't know, 1,300 followers or something on my Facebook actor page.
Small audience.
Oh, as small as you can get it, and, you know, probably the same on Instagram. And I was like, well, I ain't even got thousands of followers to watch me. Thousands of minutes? What are you talking about? And I was like, okay, but I also was trying to live a life of obedience. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I got to start doing these videos. And then I was like, Lord, what am I going to do a video about? So when I first started doing the videos, I was telling jokes and telling stories of, you know, being a mama and a wife. Same stuff I used to kind of tell on stage. And during that time, those same, you know, few weeks, my daughter had came home and told me about the documentary that she watched at school, What the Hell? Because she knew I was sick. Uh-huh. We watched it as a family, and I decided to do a 30-day vegan challenge. And after the 30 days, I was like, I was feeling better. 10 days, the first 10 days, I'd had a headache for 1 year and 7 months in the back of my head every day. Wow. Every day. I would fall when I would walk. I lost my vision for a day. My body was just attacking itself. First 10 days, my headache disappeared. After every drug, I was getting shots in my head. I was getting everything they offered me. If anything, it was probably making me worse. Nothing worked. 10 days of eating plants, headache disappeared. And so I told my husband, I was like, I think this is going to be my life. I think I'm going to go vegan. And the moment I said that out of my mouth, on that day 30, I was like, I'm not going to go back. I think I'm going to be vegan. The same voice told me to start doing videos. Like a hummingbird would fly by your ear. That's how I can explain it. That's how it sounds. I was like, now tell people what you're eating in your videos. Wow. And I said, oh, Lord, I don't know if I want to do that, because that makes it kind of permanent. Like, I'm from North Carolina. Yeah, I'm not doing a challenge. I'm doing, for real, this is my life. I'm going to be vegan. And I never wanted people to feel like I was trying to shame anybody or anything. And I was just like, I don't know. I had also shaved off all my hair at the time because my hair was always long and straight. So I was just doing a whole new, transformation. And so I was like, okay. I just started telling people, y'all, I'm going vegan. And when I find food items, I'm going to share it with y'all. I'm going to cook some recipes and share when I find, good vegan food. And that's how it started.